Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Commerce Aspirants. Okay guys, so before discussing the syllabus, let's just take a look at some important points which will help you during your preparation of your examination. So the first important point that we need to take a look at is your notes preparation. So notes preparation is very important as it will help you all in recollecting and revising when your exams are nearing. So, how you need to prepare your notes? Firstly, you need to keep a separate book for your commerce paper 2 and one book just for the theoretical portion like formulas, any years or any specific theory names and who has given it, what is the year that it was given in, or any banks which were nationalized, which were first formed. These all data you need to maintain in that particular book. And the second book which I have told for commerce, that will be just for the purpose of your revision, and you need to prepare notes will be which will be in a very uh, short manner or in table form, charts form, and you need to make it crisp so that at the time of revision you will just take a look at the main point and you'll be able to recollect all the details of that point. So this will help you a lot when your exams will be nearing. So when I'll be starting the course, during the explanation of the topics in between, I'll be sharing with you how you can note down that particular topic in a short manner so that you can revise it later. Now, the second point which is important is preparing a timetable. Now, timetable preparation is also necessary because we all know that approximately we have 6 months. If the exams don't won't get delayed further, we have 6 months. So many of us will have this thing in our mind that we'll do it tomorrow, we'll start it tomorrow. So if we'll do tomorrow, by the time you actually start preparing, you will be having just 2 months or 1 month in your hand. So preparing timetable is very important. What you can do is just prepare 1 week's timetable first and match it along with your daily activities, or if you're working you can match it as per that also. I won't recommend you all any specific timetable. You can do it as per your schedule, how you are planning your daily activities. Also, I won't recommend that you need to study for particular number of hours. You can do it as per your convenience. It can be 2 hours, it can be 3 hours, or you can, if you are having a lot of time in your hand, you can even study for 8 hours. But it depends on you. The only thing that I would recommend is ho- how many hours you have decided to study. For example, 3 hours. Please try to maintain that 3 hours at least 6 days in a week. One day you can take off, but at least 6 days you have to make sure that you will be studying for 3 hours or you will be studying for 2 hours. Only if you maintain this consistency, you will be able to achieve your set net or JRF dream. But if one day you're studying for like say 10 hours and next day you'll be studying just for 1 hour or 2 hour, and then again next day you'll be studying for 6 hours, this won't help you. Trust me, you will get bored of your own schedule. You won't understand things. You won't have that same motivation also that alright, today I have studied so much, now tomorrow I'll take a break. Then next day when you'll again start studying, you'll forget what you had studied previously. So don't do that. Try to maintain a proper consistency. uh, Keep it for less hours, but make sure that you will do it every day. So time this timetable preparation will help you in maintaining your consistency. So I would recommend please maintain your please prepare your timetable. Now third point which is again very important, and most of the educators will emphasize on this point, is PYQs and MCQs. PYQs and MCQs are very, very, very important because it will give you a glance of what kind of questions are expected. You cannot say कि exactly that questions will be asked, but there is a chance that maybe NTA will ask the similar question or exactly that question. So when you try to solve the PYQs or MCQs, your brain starts thinking in that manner. You might those who are appearing for the first time might not be understanding as to why everyone is saying PYQs, how we understand from PYQs, same PYQs are not repeated. No, but it will help your brain think, imagine from that perspective. Now you might be thinking, when you see a question you might answer it in some different way, but when you solve the PYQs, when you check what answer NTA is expecting, you will start to think in that way. So solving PYQs and MCQs is very important. PYQ solving doesn't mean that you have to mug up the previous questions and mug up their answers. No, solving PYQs is important because you need to start thinking. You need to design your brain's thinking in that way. अब तक what we were doing, we used to think in how we used to appear for school examination, college examination, direct answer, direct question. No, but now we are studying for some higher level competitive exam. So our brain needs to be developed in such a way that we should be able to interpret what NTA is trying to ask and what should be the answer. NTA will never ask 80% of the times direct questions. 80% questions you will find will be of indirect type only. Only 20% questions they'll ask directly, especially in commerce. I'm not talking about paper 1, I'm just talking about paper 2. So solving PYQs and MCQs is very important. I'll be solving all the at least 10 previous year PYQs with you here on my YouTube channel Commerce Aspirants. And after every unit is completed, I'll be solving PYQs. Also, before your exam approaches, we'll be solving the PYQs. MCQs, I'll be preparing by my own in such a manner that what we can expect from NTA going ahead. So that also I'll be solving on my channel only. One suggestion that I would need from all of you is that would you prefer me uploading MCQ and PYQ recorded video, or you would prefer to conduct a live stream session? Whatever you prefer, please, please, please comment it in the below section and let me know which is your preference, live stream or recorded. And I would also recommend, don't go and start solving PYQs, MCQs or right now, especially those who are going to attempt for the first time. Those who have already attempted, they can try, but before solving, we should have our concepts cleared. So I would not recommend you solving it right now. We'll solve it after 50% of your syllabus is completed. Now, similar to MCQ and PYQ is your mock test. So again, mock tests are also very important. I'll talk in detail about mock tests in um, few months, because now there is no point in talking also, as we have not even completed 50% of the portion. But this is also one important point, so I just wanted to highlight it, that giving mock tests is also very important. I'll be sharing some educational site channels educational site links to you on my Telegram channel when you have to give the mock test, and all of them would be free. So I'll just find out which are the free sites and which whose mock test is same as the NTA level, and I'll share it with you like after 3 months or 50% of our portion is completed, then only. So before that, don't try solving mock tests. Now, the next important point will be, that is the fifth point, would be reading skills. Reading skills are very important, very, very, very. I cannot even emphasize like how important it is, because if you If any of you have given this year's paper of commerce, there was RCs and all of them were indirect. I guess only one was direct, rest all were indirect. And also in the options, it was given in the form of assertion and reason. Like the question was given in the form of assertion and reason, and you had to choose it from the option. So your reading skills will help you a lot in interpreting what the question is asking and which option is the best. So reading is very important. Make sure that every day or at least 3 days in a week you'll read any content online related to your unit. Suppose now I have completed business environment and international business, you'll just google something related to that and just read at least one para. And later on, as the course is completed, I'll be taking at least two RCs of each unit, be it business, be it accounts, be it economics, because this year NT had asked one RC, I think in the second shift of commerce related to accounting, standard costing, I guess. So earlier we used to think just that the RCs were just asked in paper one, but no, now NTA has started this new trend from commerce units also. NTA is asking RCs. So reading skills, you need to develop it so that you will be able to you will be able to interpret the questions smoothly, and you'll be able to answer it smoothly. Now, the next important point is staying motivated, because this is a long journey. I hope your journey is not as long as what the students had faced this year. I guess they had to wait for more than 1 year for their exam to be conducted. So I hope your journey will be only of 6 months or at the most 7 months. But there are days where you will feel demotivated. You will, if suppose one unit which you are not able to understand, you will feel like giving up. You will feel like, why am I even studying it? Maybe I'm not doing well, my mock test rank is not going up. So you'll feel all of these things because our journey is of a long duration. So when I'll be uploading the videos of our lectures, I'll in that video itself I'll be sharing some few motivational lines or quotes, or I'll be sharing my experience how I kept myself motivated during my journey of MHSET and NET examination. This will help you a lot, trust me. Intrinsic motivation is important as well as extrinsic motivation is equally important. So you need not worry whenever you will feel that no, I should stop, no, I should do something different, I should try something else. Okay, maybe this is more beneficial for me. Just come back, visit any of my videos which I am going to upload in future. Trust me, you will feel that no, on which path I am. I want to become assistant professor. I want to achieve my JRF. I want to achieve my dream. You will not feel like diverting into some another profession. Trust me. So stay motivated. I want to say is that I am here with you for your 6 months journey, or even till the time you are appearing for your examination. From Monday, I'll be uploading the video for your first unit, that is business environment and international business. First unit will be completed approximately in 5 to 6 videos. I'll be uploading 5 to 6 videos for first unit. After completing the unit, I'll be sharing the PDF on my Telegram channel for you guys to refer it. So if you haven't joined my Telegram channel, kindly go and subscribe. Kindly go and join my Telegram channel right now. Also, kindly subscribe to my channel as I'll be uploading a lot of content on my YouTube channel only. So these were some important points which I had to discuss before starting our course. Now, let's take a look at your syllabus. So in your syllabus, let me tell you first that your syllabus for MHSET and NTA UGC NET is exactly the same. All the units, including the subtopics, everything is same. There is not even a single point which is different from set or net syllabus. So I'll be taking you all through the syllabus once only. So first unit, business environment and international business. This unit is quite easy one. You can expect around 7 to 8 questions or sometimes up to 10 also. All the contents of this unit I'll be covering in my YouTube videos. Also, NTA, you can expect that NTA can ask an RC from this unit because they had asked it this year as well when one of the shifts. Overall, it's not a difficult unit. There is not much statistical data in this unit compared to other units which you will be seeing. Now, the second unit is accounting and auditing. In this unit, there are few things that you need to memorize. For example, there are formulas related to goodwill, costing, etc. Also, you can expect RC from this unit. NTA had asked RC this time from this unit on, I guess, standard costing. You can expect again 7 to 8 questions from this unit. This unit will also go easy to most of you because the basics are just same as what we had done in 11th and 12th. So again, not a difficult unit. Third unit is business economics. Again, we have done some of the portion in 11th and 12th. This unit you can easily remember because you have diagrams in this unit such as all the curves, cost curve, average cost curve, variable curve, average revenue, marginal revenue. So it becomes a bit easy, IC curves. It becomes a bit easy to recollect all the points. Also, there is a topic such as degrees of price discrimination, which is NTA's favorite topic. Um, Again, you can expect 8 to 10 questions from this unit also, and RC. This year also NTA had asked one RC from this unit. Next unit is business finance. This unit is very important because um, the weightage for this unit is more. You can expect at least 15 questions from this unit. Again, there are a lot of formulas in this unit which you need to remember. So the book which I have earlier told you all to maintain, that book will be very helpful for this unit as this unit contains lot of formulas, and this is a very important unit because in the recent market trends, investment is playing an important role. So from that point of view also, this unit is very important. Now, the fifth unit is business stats and research method. Most, most easiest, simple unit in our commerce syllabus, as this is also related to our paper 1 unit, which is research aptitude. In this unit, um, hypothesis testing, yeah, students find it difficult, but it's not difficult. You will be easily able to remember it as I'll be teaching you it with certain examples which you won't forget. All the types of tests, non-parametric, parametric, basically direct questions are asked from this unit. Hardly one or two questions will be asked in which you need to solve like probability or some correlation coefficient, but that also one or two. And number of questions you can expect from this unit, again I would say 5 to 6 or 7 to 8, not more. Sixth unit is business management and HRM. This is a complete theoretical based unit. There are no formulas, nothing as such in this unit. I guess only one relationship related formula is there. Other than that, there are no formulas, complete theoretical unit. RCs, yes, very important. RCs, NTA makes sure one RC or two RCs are there from this unit. This time also we had one leadership RC. It was also indirect type of RC. And overall, this unit will be most helpful to the ones who are working as they'll be able to understand this quickly more than the students who are studying. But interesting unit. You will, if after JRF, if you're planning to join some firm or company, then it's good that you know well about this unit because you will be practically applying it in your companies or firm. So yeah, Again, this unit you can expect at least 10 plus questions. 10 plus. Seventh unit is banking and financial. Stats book is very important for this unit as you have to remember years. There are a lot of years as when which bank was nationalized, which bank was started when, which bank was merged with another bank when. Other than that, you have um yeah, you have Basel norms, which is important. Then there is a thing that is NPAs, that is important. Digital payment is quite easy as we all are using it in our day-to-day life, so that's not difficult to remember. So stats portion is more in this unit, I can say. And again, banking related RC was also asked in this year's question paper. So again, I would say 8 to 10 questions you can expect from this unit. Now, eighth unit is marketing management. This is the most favorite unit of NTA. Most favorite. Maximum questions are asked from this unit, be it RC, be it assertion reason, be it match the following, be it anything, direct question. Maximum questions because this unit consists of models also, which are a bit confusing for students to remember as they get mixed up as to which model of which uh, person and what were the contents of these models, how we should remember it. So yeah, this marketing management is very important as now today's world is sorry, as today's world is all about marketing. So marketing management is very important, very interesting. If you will think from a marketer's point of view, you will be able to understand and answer all of these questions very easily. So make sure you cannot skip this unit at all. 15 plus questions, 20 plus questions are also expected from this unit particularly. So most important, and revision is also very important for this unit. So make sure that when we'll start our course, after I upload the videos for marketing management, make sure you make the notes very well for this unit especially, because it cannot be that in any of the shifts NTA has not asked about marketing. In every shift you will get to see the questions of marketing management. So very important unit. And also it is impossible for them not to ask because today's world is all about marketing, as I said earlier. So they will ask. They can ask in twisted form, they can ask directly, they can give in form of RC, but they will definitely ask about marketing. So important unit, very important. Ninth unit, legal aspect of business. This unit was introduced recently, I guess 2 to 3 years back. So NTA has still not dived deep into this unit. They are just giving direct questions as of now. But you can expect some deep, in-depth questions going forward because now 2 to 3 years have been passed. You have to again mark all the years of the acts in your stats book. Overall, it is easy to remember all the contents of this unit, but only thing important is that you need to remember certain sections, not all the sections. Certain sections are important, and the years of the act are very important. And also, you can expect 7 to 8 questions from this unit. 7 to 8, not more than that. 10th unit is, and the last unit is income tax and corporate tax planning. This unit is the most challenging one because the data of this unit gets changed whenever there is budget change or any tax slab rate change. So the data continuously changes of this unit, and there is a lot of statistical data in this unit. You have different slab rates which you have to remember as per the residence, as per the age, as per the various bodies of institutes, persons. Also there are various sections, the exemptions, the deductions. Then there is ITR form, various forms, when which form is used. So there are a lot of things to be remembered in this unit. I'll be trying to take this unit earlier. I won't be going sequence wise, like where first is B, second is accounts, third eco. No, I'll be uploading videos and lectures as per the how much revision time the unit requires. Suppose now in income tax, there is a lot of data which you need to remember, like more of statistical data. So I'll be taking this before. And if you see business marketing and human resource management, in that you don't have any data to remember. You just need to understand the things and note down the keywords. So that I'll be taking in later part. So this unit, all of you who have already attempted and found that this unit is very difficult for you all, you don't know how to remember the slab rates, you all forget it. One day when you are studying, next day you'll remember, but after 1 week, if I ask you the same, you'll forget it. Or during the exams, all the figures were getting mixed up in your head. So trust me, I'll be getting it learned, all the tax slab rates, all the sections from you in such a way that you won't forget. And when you will become assistant professor, when you will be teaching to your students, you will find more different ways to make them learn it. So trust me, this was my most favorite unit because I actually enjoyed. I used to find different ways out how I'll remember this slab rate, how I should not mix up with another. So this is my personal favorite unit. So don't worry, I'll be teaching you in most simple way and you'll be able to recollect and retain it as and when you are asked or even during your examination. Again, you can expect 8 to 10 questions from this unit. Uh, Most of the times they ask in match the following form or direct questions are also asked. In set examination, you can expect that you are asked to solve, like I remember this year they had asked cost of indexation, like how will you calculate the indexation for the given property or something like that sort of was asked. So yes, I'll be teaching you the practical part also because we can expect that NTA might ask you this next year. So yes, that's it. That was your syllabus part that I have discussed. Now I'll be uploading a video of our first unit, that is business environment and international business. And also this channel I have created so that all the commerce aspirants, be it who are appearing for MHSET or UGC NET and JRF, and also for the ones who are in their college, they are studying the college level exams, it is helpful for them also. As we can see, most of the part is from our college syllabus only, so it is helpful for them. And as of now, because it's just the beginning, I'll be uploading the videos in 3 languages. The content will be same, everything will be exactly the same, only the language, because there are some students who prefer only in a certain language, it is difficult for them to grasp in another language. So I'll be uploading in English, Hindi and Marathi as of now. Okay, going ahead, when I'll get to know the response, like suppose for my English video the response was the maximum, like students want more videos only in English, and for the other 2 languages, that is Hindi or Marathi, the response is not so good, like max students are mostly interested in English videos only. So going ahead, say after a month, I'll be uploading videos only in that language. But for example, English and Hindi, the views and the response for both the languages is the same. So I'll be continuing one language, for example, English language in this on this channel only, and for Hindi I'll create another channel and I'll upload the same unit, everything in the same manner, all the PDFs, everything will be exactly same, but in Hindi language. So as of now, don't get confused because I'm uploading 3 languages. No, I'll maintain the consistency. I'll be providing lectures in all the 3 languages. There will be different videos. I'll also mention it separately in the titles, in the thumbnail, that it is in Hindi or English or Marathi. But after a month, I'll definitely shift the channels as per the needs of the students. Okay, so that's it for today. So that's all for today. If you found this video informative, Please hit the like button, subscribe to my channel as I'm going to upload the entire commerce course on my channel. Also, don't forget to join the Telegram channel as I'll be uploading all the PDFs and other updates on the Telegram channel. And the link is given in the description box, so kindly go and join the channel. And don't forget to share this video with your friends. Okay, so take care, have a nice day, bye.